Welcome to my channel. My name is Deldo Knight, aka Michael Joel Davis, and I cover a whole wide range of subject matter on this channel. This channel is not dedicated to becoming popular or getting the most views possible. This channel is dedicated to every video that I make provokes discussion, but above all else, my channel is here to help people and to provide people with a resource in many cases from a lot of different subject matter, a lot of different topics, political issues, even lighthearted things like filmmaking and my love for animals, things like that. This particular video is going to cover a subject matter that is not so much looking back on it, and we'll get into the perception of bullying, but this is for, first and foremost, I'm going to say it right off the bat, is for people who need someone to listen to their story, somebody to give them advice, somebody who they can trust, who has been through what they've been through and has come out of it and can see their point of view and can, above all else, listen. A lot of times with bullying, I know when I was bullied when I was younger, somebody listening to me helped a lot. And fortunately for me, I had that, and we'll get into that later. I'm going to break this up into 3 different parts. The first part would be why I'm making this video and what I want you to do if you're being bullied. What I want you to do immediately. That'll be the first part. Second part would be my story. And the third part would be what others can do to help. If you haven't been bullied a day in your life, what you can do to help these people. Now, getting into the first part, what I want you to do, and you can listen to my story after this in the second chapter of this video, but in this first chapter, if you are being bullied, if you're somebody who has been pushed to the brink, no matter what your age, bullying happens at all stages of life. You could be 5, you could be 55. It doesn't matter. Bullying is bullying in any format, and we'll get into perception a little bit in this first chapter. But if you're being bullied in any way, shape, or form, for whatever reason, it doesn't matter. If that's something that you're struggling with, please email me at thebraveneverfall@gmail.com. That's thebraveneverfall@gmail.com, and in the subject line, I want you to put the subject bullied. And if you are struggling with that and you need somebody to talk to that's not a part of your life, somebody that you don't know, somebody that you can just spill your guts out to and ask for true advice without being judged, because sometimes friends and family are judgmental, which is a lot of people are bullied by people in their family. So if this is something you need to do, something you need to get off your chest, you can put it in the comment section below. But if you feel more comfortable emailing me, please, thebraveneverfall@gmail.com. Email me anytime. I promise you I will get back to you, and I will listen to you, even if you have to talk to me every single day. There are people, trust me, they probably won't comment in the comment section below. There are people out there you wouldn't believe that I answer their questions every single day, and that's why I'm devoting this channel to helping people. And on the light side, being lighthearted and talking about movies and animals and things like that. But for the most part, the Deldo Knight channel is for helping people. In the links below, in the description box, I'm going to put links in there to some videos that inspired a lot of people to speak up about bullying, how to deal with it, and above all else, bringing awareness to it. So please share this video. Like this video. Likes in videos gives people the platform to be able to share this stuff more. So please, if you believe in the subject matter and you care about this, drawing awareness to it, press the like button. It's not about popularity. People are hesitant to press the like button because they're almost like, I don't want to give this guy any more views or any more awareness. It's not about me. None of my videos are about me. It's about you. So please, the more you press that like button, the more people are going to see this video. The video is going to get pushed up higher. Press the like button. This is an awareness thing. This is not some kind of video stressing people to be some kind of some kind of a silent group that is kind of, no, this is something that needs to be pushed out of silence, right? This is something that needs to be addressed. So please email me. I will get back to you, and I don't care how old this video is. If you're looking at this video 5 years from now, use it. I'm going to try to keep that up, and I'll update it and link in the description if it changes. If it has changed, look in the link in the description. I'll change the email. If I have to change it, I will. You know, if you're looking at this 5 years from now, but it's going to stay like that as long as I can keep it, because the Brave Never Fall is going to be my email to help you all with a whole wide range of subject matter outside of bullying. Now, at the tail end of this chapter, we're talking about perception. Bullying sometimes is classified in a small bubble of people who are being bullied by others who are bigger than them, stronger than them, older than them, more wealthier than them. They're in the majority, and maybe the person being bullied is in the minority. Race-wise, maybe a feminist sexism thing being bullied. It may be a class thing as far as being bullying in the workplace, higher ups bullying people who are on a lower level. Bullying goes across the board. But I'm gonna stick towards, because it identifies with my story, I'm gonna stick towards more of the youth, because adults, you kind of have a freedom to figure out what you want to do with your life. If you're being bullied as an adult, you have more resources you can do. It's scary when you're a kid, when you have people telling you you can't do this, you can't do that, and you're not really in complete control of your life yet. That can be a scary, scary thing for somebody who is young and don't have the resources and the platform to go out and do the things that some of the other people do out there. As far as adults do, they don't have the resources. They can't drive themselves to a meeting. They can't always get on the internet all the time and talk to other people. They can't always use the phone to call a hotline to stop themselves from committing suicide, which bullying leads a lot of people to do, as we know. So, I'm going to get into my story, and now lead into the second chapter of this video. My story is very simple. Again, it's about perception. In my perception, having looked back on it, I wasn't bullied because I was, weak, or I was some kind of and I wasn't bullied because I was being picked on. I wasn't picked on. I was bullied because people were jealous of me. And at the time, I grew up in 1985. My mother worked at General Motors, and she made a lot of money. So if I wanted something, I pretty much got it. My sister too, my older brother, who's 10 years older than me, same deal. We lived in a community where my mother was probably like the only person who worked at General Motors, and she was working to get us out of a bad neighborhood in St. Louis here, which ironically I moved back into this neighborhood. It's not a bad neighborhood. It's the perception of being a bad neighborhood. It's actually a very good neighborhood out here in South County, St. Louis. South St. Louis, basically South County, North County. St. Louis County is basically where I live at. And I remember us moving out to the suburbs, and that's when really the bullying started. When I lived out here where you would think bullying would be, because people, inner city, bully. No, it's when I moved out to the suburbs, and I was like one of the only black people in school districts. I mean, it was maybe 10 of us in school. In every school I went to, there was like 10 of us. And I got bullied. I got bullied because I was smaller. I was, a nerd. And trust me, I've said this 1,000 times. I look like fucking Steve Urkel when I was younger. But I never let that overcome me. Looking back on it, I was able to deal with it because I didn't consider bullying to be some kind of thing where people were picking on me. I considered it where it was almost a form of flattery, because people, for the most part, were jealous of me. I had the best shoes. I had the best clothes. I was a trumpet player. I had the best trumpet. I had, when I was 16, I got a Jeep right out the gate. I'm not bragging about this stuff, but people don't like that, I mean, and I remember my mother, because she worked at General Motors, we moved down to Shreveport, Louisiana. And I went down there, and me and my sister are like twins, even though she's like a year and a half younger than me. And I remember moving down there, and I got bullied by a ton of people. And as far as like being teased, picked on, or whatever, people used to come at me all the time. When I came back up to Missouri, when we moved back up here, my father died in 1994. He passed away. We moved back up here after the funeral. My mother was like, I just want to stay up here. We ended up staying up here back in Missouri, and it was like meeting all my old friends over again. We moved back in the same house we were in when we were up here. My mother never sold the house that we left to go down to Louisiana. The house was still up here. And when we moved back up here, it was like all my old friends, it was like re-meeting them all over again. And I remember a form of bullying started to conjure up again. And that's going to lead me to this. At a certain point with bullying, there's two ways you can go. There's a fork in the road. You can either choose to accept the fact that people are coming at you because you're essentially defenseless because you're not showing them that you are able to stand up for yourself. And there's people who stand up for themselves. Now, this is moving to the third part of this. There's several ways to combat this particular trend of people who, essentially, excuse me, I'll take a drink here. There's a lot of people out there who believe fighting is the way to get out of it. It's not. Now, I will be the first one to tell you that I got suspended several times from high school when I was in high school for fighting. When I came back up after my dad died, I had no father figure. I was a very angry, young, African-American man, young man, living in a town predominantly white, with people coming at me, bullying me, primarily because of my race. I was small at the time, and I had just got into boxing. I boxed for a very long time, and once I started learning how to defend myself and I started growing into my man body, I realized, okay, well, I only need one time for somebody to say the wrong thing to me. And I remember somebody saying to me, and I'm being completely honest with you, somebody said something to me about my father being dead, and that was a good thing. And I remember, and I do not advocate this, I remember beating that kid to a pulp. I beat him to a pulp, and I got expelled from school. I had to get a lawyer. My mother had to get a lawyer to get me back into school. That's how bad it was. And it came from bullying. But I can tell you this. Do you think anybody bullied me when I came back to school? No, I never was bullied again a day in my life. But looking back on it, and this is a very important thing, and I want people to listen to this. If you were being bullied, the perception of it is different. I wasn't being bullied. I was allowing people to address me a certain way because I had no confidence in myself. I was an introvert. I had a lot of friends. I was friends with the most popular kids in school. I played basketball. I was in the marching band. I was on a yearbook club. I had a circle of friends that basically circumferenced the whole school as far as popularity. I was friends with the most popular kids in school, even when I was in elementary school, middle school. I didn't know that at the time. But looking back on it, a lot of the kids that I talked to from school that I went to school with, they were like, we were never bullying you, we were just teasing you. And looking back on it, I knew it then. I was a class clown. I was one of the most popular kids in school. I honestly was. And looking back on it, everybody's just like, you were one of the most popular kids in school. I didn't see it that way because I was not confident with myself. What they saw, I didn't see. So when they teased me, I took it as bullying in my mind. I literally took it as bullying. It was respect. A lot of kids that teased me out of jealousy, they were showing me respect. A lot of those kids I stood up to, I remember telling them, look, you can bully me all you want. It's not going to work. One gift I did have, I chose to ignore people more often than I chose to show them any attention. And that's going to lead us into the third chapter. How you deal with this is very important. And I can go into depth if you, again, email me if you want me to go further than this. I'm just giving a wide synopsis of this overall bullying thing. How you deal with it is very important. My number one advice to you is ignore it as best you can. Do not take it personally. And talk to somebody who's in the same position you are any which way you can. I was fortunate enough, as I said earlier in this video, I have a big family. I was close to my sister, so I could give a shit less what some of those people said to me at school. They were not important to me. I have a cousin to me who's like a brother, very close cousin, and he protected me. He showed me. I had several cousins, actually, but a couple of them in particular. They sheltered me. They showed me how to fight. My dad got me into boxing, which gave me confidence. My mother made me stay inside of programs like Boy Scouts, marching band. I played sports, basketball, baseball. She kept me in things, kept me reading. She made me go to the library. So basically what I'm trying to say is your self-worth can only be determined primarily by yourself. Nobody knows you better than you. The more you know yourself, the better you're going to be against these people because ultimately they have problems of their own that they're trying to figure out. They're not happy with themselves. I know I can never bully anybody. I've never bullied anybody in my life. And the few times that I tried to be cool and try to do it, it didn't seem natural to me and I chose not to hang out with those people. Not everybody's like me. Sometimes you get caught up in a circle of friends where you have to do it, right? You think you have to do it. I think bullying is one of the worst things any human being can do, outside of some major things like child molestation, rape, murder, manslaughter, things like that. Bullying fits right in there because you are changing people's lives, especially when they're young. If you're a bullier, and this is if you're somebody who bullies people, you know in your core that it's wrong, and you choose to do it anyway. That means you have issues that you need to figure out, and that's not casting aspersions on anybody who has issues. Everybody has issues. We're all human. But if you have issues and you know it, you have to figure them out just as much as the person you're bullying. The person who's bullying, you're pushing your shit off on them. You're making their life just as miserable because you're miserable. And if you're not miserable and you're just an evil person, quote unquote, I don't think anybody's just purely evil unless you're just, really just insanely evil. But 99% of the people in this world, even if you have no common sense at all, you know the difference between right and wrong. Because you wouldn't want it done to you. Nobody wants to be bullied. Nobody. There's nobody on the planet that wakes up and is like, I hope I get bullied today. I'm looking to get bullied today. It just makes no sense. You do not see people get on the internet and type in, I'm a nerd. I'm a weak person. I'm smaller than you. I'm not as wealthy as you. My self-worth is not as good as you. Bully me. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. And I see it in comment sections on YouTube. And that leads me, if you're somebody who bullies people in comment sections, you're a keyboard warrior, you're hiding behind your keyboard, get the fuck off my channel. Unsubscribe. Because I've seen enough of you out there. And I don't want you on my channel. If you're somebody who every video I put up, you put a thumbs down just because you're thinking you're intimidating me, or you're intimidating some of the people who post comments, making them feel like they don't want to post comments, get the fuck off my channel. Unsubscribe, and I don't care. There's a lot of people who are subscribed to me. I wish you would just go away. If you trust me, you know who you are if I'm talking to you. But these are people who have not so much offend me, they offend other people on my channel. And most of them have gotten away. There's just a few stragglers. And you know who you are. I consider myself a genuine person. That's why, the motto of this channel is be alien, be balanced, be you, and be genuine. I try to be as genuine as I can with my audience, and I will hope you will be with me. So that goes to finish this video up, to wrap this up. Bullying obviously is a big problem worldwide. It has nothing to do with race, sex, or anything. It's a human being problem. And it's really hard to figure out what bullying means to each person. Every situation is different for each person. But there are ways to help. Please, if suicide's on your mind, please talk to someone. Grab somebody off the street. Eventually one of those people will listen to you, and it will help you. I'm one of those people. If you need to talk, please talk to me. I can't tell you enough how dear to my heart this is, because my older brother is 10 years older than me. He's a special needs person. He was born with a mental disability, and he was bullied in high school. And breaks my heart thinking about it. And I'm basically like his father. After my dad died, I'm 10 years younger than him, and I'm like his father. And people bullied him bad, really, really bad. And I don't want to see that happen to anybody else. I consider myself an expert in bullying in all facets of life. It has been tried on me. I didn't allow it to work on me, so to speak. I fought back. I stood up for myself, and I got respect out of people. And looking back on it, even the times I thought I was being bullied, I really wasn't. I was being teased, and I was insecure myself. That doesn't mean that's how you feel, and that's how you're dealing with it. So, if you're feeling up to it, please share your story below if you've ever been bullied. Like this video because it raises awareness for the cause. Share this video because it raises awareness for this bullying cause. And if you have been bullied, or you know somebody who has been bullied, please intervene. Please help them. They are in desperate need of help, and they don't know what to do. Links below in the description box for videos that tie into this that I found inspiring. There are plenty of resources out there for you. But if there's something that you need to talk to specifically for me, this video touched you in a way, or you feel like you can trust me enough to email me, thebraveneverfall@gmail.com. I'm Dale tonight. Be you, be genuine. I see you guys on the next one. Take care and be safe.